All right. Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, August 7th, and it's currently 9:28 a.m. I know I'd said yesterday we might not have a live session today, but I got some time to do it. So we'll just see what the market gives. Yesterday in the afternoon, we took this US30 sell right here, went for a 1:3. Price came almost to take profit and then reversed back. Remember, I talked about during NFP week, and also if US30 has come almost at the all-time high, we typically expect a reversal towards the end of the week. So I think what we'll do going forward, so remember I mentioned like for these trades in the afternoon, we typically go for a 1:3, but I think going from next week in the afternoon session, we'll just be going for a 1:2. And in the afternoon session, I may increase the time for the live session because I'll go over some example yesterday. Gold gave some very, very good entries in the afternoon after our live session ended. It ended up giving like two back-to-back wins. So the market opens in 10 seconds, but I'll show you guys the trades from yesterday. Also, today during NFP, there was a demand entry on gold. It went for a 1:3. So I think in the morning session, because we have more volume, we can be going for 1:3. And in the afternoon, anytime we do a live session in the afternoon, we'll just go for a 1:2 risk to reward. So market is open and then we'll just see any entries that will come up. On Fridays, I only trade the morning session, so I don't trade the afternoon. So on Fridays, I'm done trading at 11 a.m. So as we are waiting, let's see. So yesterday, let me go over yesterday's. So yesterday in the afternoon, other than this US30 trade, came to like 1.2.8, 1:2.8. And that's what I was saying, like in the afternoon, I think we'll be going for a 1:2 risk to reward. But you can see price ended up dipping because we took the buy based off of a 15-minute order block rejection. So this trade came back to break even. So yesterday we can mark yesterday at break even. But in the afternoon session, we'll just be going for a 1:2 because if we went for a 1:2 yesterday and the day before, we would actually have been up or would have actually been have won those trades. So yesterday is just break even. I really don't like doing break evens, but I think I'll just settle for like a 1:2 for afternoon sessions. So yesterday in the afternoon, let's see what happened in the afternoon. Uh, so we ended our live session at 3 p.m. So if we do a replay here, go to 15. So this is where we ended our live session. And also yesterday, before I joined the live session because we got into the live session a little late. I was in this trade. I ended up getting out at break even. It did the same thing as US30 came for 1:2.8. Reversed back. It didn't hit stop loss, but it actually went back and won. But if we look here, what happened after the market closed, remember this inner supply zones that we had marked up here. So there was this one, there was this little one right here, and these two big ones. So there is this candle right there. So you can see this candle rejected from this supply zone up here. So if I just go ahead and take off the indicator and kind of expand this. So here you just set a pending order below the low of that candle. And this one went straight to take profit, right? And this happened literally after we got done with the live session. So that's why I'm saying maybe next week we'll do the live session from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. So that's like 3 hours. I really don't do such long live sessions, but I think what we can do is if we don't get a trade between 1:30 to 3 p.m., we'll just extend our live session and see if there's any entries that show up. And then there was another one. I think another one to go back up for a buy. So that was one. And then if we put our zones again and we kind of play it forward, price went back up here. So there's another one for a sell, actually, it's not a buy. So this zone right here, where's the intersection? The intersection is here. You have a candle that rejected the wick, you have the wick, and then it closes a bearish candle. And then you go ahead, put your pending order below the low of that candle. I'm sorry, you put your stop loss, pending order, the low of the candle, stop loss above the high. So you get like a $5 stop loss on gold, $15, 150 points, whatever. Take profit, and then this got triggered, and then price went up and forth. So this one would have ended up losing. Let's see. So this one is a 1:3. If you had gone for a 1:2, 1:2 risk to reward would have hit. So 1:2 risk to reward would have hit for this trade. And this one as well, if we wanted to go for a 1:2 instead of 1:3, the afternoon session would have hit in like 10 minutes. So that's why I'm saying in the afternoon session, I think we'll just be focusing on a 1:2 risk to reward. Anyway, let's see what we have. The 5-minute candle just closed. Pay attention here for US30. We might end up taking a buy. And I do like, there's an entry for gold here. So I'm going to go ahead and set my pending order. And sometimes this will be happening so fast. Stop loss is $10 stop loss. That's a little wide, but anyway, it's still a valid trade. So I'll do $10 stop loss and $30 take profit. In the morning, I'll be going for a wider, I'll be going for a 1:3. So give me a second here. Yeah, so I've put my pending order, pending sell order here. So $10 stop loss. The best thing with the afternoon session is that you get a tighter stop loss. But in the morning session, you're definitely going to get a wider stop loss. So here for gold, I've set my pending order there, and we'll see how it goes. This morning, what happened during NFP? NFP, what did we see? We had a, let's see. All right, in this candle, we had these demand zones inside a supply zone, and sometimes it's a little tricky to see in here, especially when you have zones that have overlapped, but we had this demand zone that's here, and you'll probably see it cleaner when the candle closed. So when the candle closed, this was sort of an obvious buy to me, because before 9:30, before 8:30, the candle spiked up and then did a quick spike down, and we had this big wick rejection. And you can see when this candle closed, it had rejected off of this demand zone. So for me, I put in a pending order. It had to happen real quick. I put a pending order on the high of that candle and already took my 1:3. So this one I was able to do what, a $15, and because it's the NFP candle, $15 stop loss, $45 take profit, and it ended up hitting take profit for that one. So I typically I do trade gold at 8:30, but I first observe and see where the entries are. So I'm still not in this gold trade. It has to break the low, and that's the reason why we do pending orders for these trades. It has to break the low of this candle in order to tap me in. So I'm going to leave the indicator up so that in case, and this trade is based off of this zone. Yeah. So that in case this zone is taken out, then we go ahead and delete our pending order and wait for another trade. US30, this one, for me, I'll be getting into a buy here. When the 15-minute candle closes, I'll be getting into a buy, because what is this? This is test and rejection of bearish and bullish order blocks. So we have all these bearish and bullish order blocks here that US30 is having trouble breaking through. So if this candle, 15-minute candle, closes with a wick above this order blocks, I'm going to, and this one won't be a pending order, I'm going to enter on market on candle close, go for a 1:3. Ideally, for this particular trade setup, yes, you want your stop loss to be below the low of the candle or to be below the order blocks. But for me, in this particular, the order block strategy, I just go for a fixed stop loss and take profit of about 70 point stop loss, 210 points, take profit. So if the 15-minute candle closes this way, I'll go ahead and take a buy on US30. And it kind of aligns with my expectation of US30 becoming bullish today. 983. All right, so we have 5 minutes before the 15-minute candle closure. There was this market open trade that I was thinking of, but I will also, so at 9:45, I'll take two trades. One will be for 1:3, but with a wider TP stop loss. All right, so in 5 minutes, I'll be taking two trades. So gold, this trade has been invalidated, so I'll go ahead and cancel my pending order because we didn't break the low of that candle, and I'll just wait for a new trade on gold. So where do we have our next overlapping zone? So we have this little zone right here. So this one is based off of creeping supply. So remember within, like in this instance, this supply that's coming to the left, it hasn't been established yet. So the supply and demand zones that have been established move from the left all the way to the right. But sometimes you'll have this supply or demand zones that are building that haven't really extended all the way to the right. Like for example, this one is right. So I call it like creeping supply. But within this area of creeping supply, it has intersected with this established supply zone here. So that's why I do consider this zone like a possible selling zone. So at this point, I just need a rejection, a candle rejection off of this zone, and I'll go ahead and set my pending order and ride price or continue riding price. US30 is pushing up a little too high for my liking. Let's see. All right, so let's see what happens in 3 minutes. If we retest this bearish order block and close below it like this, it's definitely not the best trade that I want. Okay, so gold as well. So gold has a, so let's see, how big is this stop loss? So here, this will happen so fast. It looks like it's like 3 trades at once. So gold, I will set a pending order. We have 1 minute remaining. High of this candle. So $7 stop loss, $21 take profit for 1:3. I'll expand it to $8 stop loss times 324. Let's see. Mm, to be safe, I'll do a $10 stop loss. I'm entering 3 trades at once. So gold, I've set my pending order below the low of that candle. So gold, I have a pending order here. I have a $10 stop loss. US30, I'm taking my one trade here for a buy. For this one, let's analyze it real quick. I will take a buy here as well. Let's see, this is buy. We need to break through here. So gold, I'm not here tagged in. So gold, I have a $10 stop loss. If I take this off, gold is based off of this zone that's right there. So I have my pending order there. US30, let's see what happens here. We just need to close above this bearish order blocks. All right, I'm in the gold sell as well. So gold has gotten tapped in. So I'm going for a wider stop loss, $10 stop loss, $30 take profit. So 1:3. And gold is pushing down. US30 as well, of course, is pushing down. Despite being in some buys. Let's see. Background should be green. All right, US30 might end up being tagged out. Uh, Give me a second here to change this. Share this. All right, so I'm still in both trades, US30. So far, so good. I mean, we are pretty close to stop loss. Gold is just in and out at entry. So for US30, if we break, all we need to do is to break this hourly bearish high or this hourly bearish order block, right? So if we draw, if we box it in, so it's acting as an area of resistance, right? If we break through this, then this trade should be should hit for a 1:3. Gold, if we look at where gold is at, for the order blocks, I really don't look at supply and demand areas. For gold, because this trade is based off of a resistance or supply area, you can see we have this demand zone that's here. But if we break it, we should be able to shoot down towards take profit. So for gold, we just need to break this support area. For US30, in this trade, we just need to break this resistance area. And if we do break any of those two, then hopefully we can shoot up and down based off of the trade. All right, there goes gold. What are we doing? 1:2 or 1:3? 1:3, I think. So gold 1:2 would be a 20 point drop, which is somewhere. Wait, what did I do? I think I did a 1:3. Yeah, so I'm actually going for a 1:3. Looks like they're dropping at the same time. So gold 1:2 will be somewhere here. So if you guys want to do 1:2 or take partials or anything, that will be the area for 1:2. For me, the morning session, I'll be going for 1:3. The afternoon session, I'll be going for 1:2 because during the morning session, we do have volume and volatility in the market. So remember, for gold, we just need to break this demand area here. And if we do close with a bearish candle, I think we'll break it. Yep, there it is. Because as much as, yes, these areas are demand, but it's not demand that I trade because we don't have any intersection, right? So the only supply and demand areas I trade are any areas where there's an intersection of those zones. So if a zone doesn't have any intersection or zone within it, I really don't trade it as a supply or demand area. But it is in gold, yes, we are in a demand zone. It's just not a demand zone that I personally trade, or a kind of demand zone that I would personally trade. And best, sort of semi best case scenario is gold hits take profit, US30 hits stop loss, would still be up 2R. Because again, for this ones, I'm risking 0.5% per trade. Well, actually, my risk is a bit higher than that in the morning session. But for the sake of the live session, for each of these trades, I typically risk 0.5% per trade because we are taking multiple trades in a day. So 0.5, worst case scenario, if both of them hit stop loss, that's minus 1%. Second best case scenario is gold hits take profit based off of the way it's moving. US30 hits stop loss. That would still be up 1%. Best case scenario, both of them hit take profit. That's For 1:3, that's 3% for both trades. So we'll see which of those scenarios end up hitting. All right, so we've closed below this demand zone for gold. So let's see if it's still there. It is, but it moved up here. So the bottom one got taken out. So the only one that's there is that one. So let's see if we can push further down. I need to hop off and get on a call. So I'll just leave this charts on the screen, and then I'll just mute myself. I just need to grab a call real quick. But just keep observing. Mark where your 1:2, 1:3 is, depending on where you want to take profits. That's up to you. But I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. So let's see what happened. So gold hit full take profit for 30 points. Again, 30 points is very wide for gold. I really don't like going that much for gold. But whether you went for a 1:2 or went for a 1:3, you hit full take profit. Now US30 unfortunately got stopped out and price pushed up. Again, I still expect US30 to be bullish for the rest of the day. So here we have a 3R return and minus 1R. So we are up 2R for the day. In terms of percentage, so this 0.5 times 3, that's 1.5% return or gain. And then for US30, stop loss hit, minus 0.5. So for the day, just up 1%. There is a US30 buy that's going. It just has a lot of back and forth. But what I'm going to do for US30, so this one was based off of retests. This initial buy was based off of a retest of an order block structure and closure above. So that's the reason I took that buy there, even though we did have this area of resistance. We do have this entry where US30 opened below the resistance area. So in this instance, the resistance area is the bearish order block, hourly bearish order block, and closure above. So since I really wasn't focusing on this call, what I'll do, I'll wait for US30 to come back above the high of this candle, and I'm going to take a buy. Same stop loss, same take profit distance, like 70 to 10 or something of the sort. And we'll see if US30 comes back there. But gold, this one hit take profit, little to no drawdown. Based off of where we are, let's see. I was hoping there was a buy. I was hoping there was a demand area here that could have ridden price back up, but unfortunately there wasn't. There is a supply on gold here, actually. Um, let's see what I want to do. Let's see, gold might come back down. The supply is here, this zone here. So if gold comes back, hopefully it gives like a tight stop loss, like a $2 or $3 stop loss. I would like that, as opposed to this $10 stop losses that are literally so wide. But gold, we have a supply zone that's here. So if price comes back up here and gives a rejection, then I can take another sell on gold. Hopefully I get a tighter take profit or tighter stop loss. Let's see, 5. US30, let me set an alert here. If US30 comes back here, I'm going to take a buy. If it comes back to that zone, we might get a demand zone inside here for US30, inside this wider demand. So if we do that, then I would take a buy as well. I mean, this wider buy, so there's still a trade that I am in on US30, so I am in this buy, wider buy here, but I'm going for 300 points for US30. So if we get a closure back above, so we're just retesting. So literally the basics of trading, support and resistance. So we broke above a resistance area, retesting it. And if we close back above and push up, US30 has more leeway to push up to this 15-minute bullish order block here. Now, if we close back down the resistance area, we might end up being bearish for US30 for the rest of the day. But the thing that I like for US30 currently is this structure that's holding right here. This big wick candle is telling us that buyers literally came in and rejected off of this order blocks that are right there. So this is one of the reasons that I'm very bullish on US30 right now. forgot to put in. Sometimes I be trading this candlestick patterns too, so. All right, let's see what we have. Gold, in order to get into another sell, gold has to push up and give us a rejection off of this supply zone here. Wait, there is a supply zone here for US. I'm sorry, for gold. Might have missed it. This one right here. I think it just formed. Let me see. Mm. Missed that trade. There was a valid sell. I just don't like keeping this indicator on my screen. I don't like having too many colors on my screen, but there was a sell. There's a sell running on gold based off of this zone, based off of this candle. This one would be a $15 take profit. Let's see if it comes back up. Maybe what I'll do, I'll set a pending. If gold comes back here, I'll enter this trade for a sell, for another sell. Also, we have like about 20 more minutes till the live session is up. So that's the entry right there. So if you're okay for the day, you can call it a day because we're already up like 1%. If you still want to take the trade, it is a valid trade. I'm about to take it. 5,500 sell. All right, so I'm in that trade. Stop loss above this high. But if you're already okay for the profits from today, no need to take it. But it is a valid trade setup. So we'll just see how it goes. And at that point, I don't even need this. So this was based off of this. Let's see. US30. If this candle fails to close below, so there's a trade here for US30. What am I thinking of? Give me a second. There will be a trade here for US30, either a sell or a buy. Let me just take a screenshot of this trade setup right here. I don't need this anymore. I don't need this. All right, this one is a rejection and closure above. Bullish and bearish order blocks. Retest and closure above. Start trade. All right, there will be a trade here for US30. So it might be for a buy. If we close below the bearish low, it will be a sell. If we close above, wait, bearish. Let me think this through. I think either way it's going to be for a sell. If we close in between this, I forget what pattern that is. Let me see. If we close, we have 38 seconds. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what pattern this is. It might be, if it closes below the bearish low, it's an automatic sell. If it closes above the bearish low, I'm trying to remember what pattern I wrote that down as, but we'll see. And honestly, I don't think I want to take sales for US30, so I'll just stay out of the US30 trade for now. But this one would be a sell, the way it's closing. So reverse this. Well, we just have a lot of back and forth. So I'm not going to take, actually it closed above. Since it closed above, this is a buy. Reverse, but I need to, give me a sec, let me see what my notes say. Because again, all these patterns, I found them after back testing back to back, but I think it's a buy, but we'll see. But for right now, I'll stay out of US30. If I get that confirmation that it's a buy and price comes back down, I'll take a buy on US30. Market open. With the body of the candle, 15-minute candle before market open. Or market open and rejects between the high and low. The high and low. Opens. Mm, Looks like this is one of the scenarios I never back tested. Let me think. Yeah, I would just stay away from US30 for now since I'm conflicted as to what it would be. So I'll just add that to my notes and back tests. But let's see. So gold is coming down. So let's see if we can get another win on gold. And at least this time the take profit is not too wide for gold. So let's see, where would your 1:2 be? Your 1:2 on gold would be here. So that's your 1:2 area. So if you're going for a 1:2, when price gets there, go ahead and either set break even or close out your trade or take partials. For me, I hold in the morning sessions. I'll just be holding for 1:3. Afternoon sessions, I'll be going for a 1:2. Eventually, if I do see that the 1:3 is weird in the AM session, I might start going for 1:2s in the AM session. But for right now, we'll see. For right now, morning session, I'm going for 1:3. There's an entry here for US30 for a buy. And this is perfect. Stop entry pending order. So I'd rather take this. This is based off of supply and demand. You have a 50-point stop loss. Actually, no, 60. You would need a 60-point stop loss, 180-point take profit. Depending on how this candle closes, if the body is larger than the wick, so I'll go ahead, and this may be a little too many trades. I don't think I've even configured my trade copier to take this amount of trades. I'm setting a pending order up there for US30. We did get a rejection off of a supply zone. Let's see how it goes. But I have my pending order up there for US30. We have so on Friday, I finished trading at 11 a.m. So if we don't get a trade in the next 5 minutes, that will be the end because 10:55 is the last time I can get into a trade on US30. So we can as well get a nice buy here for US30 based off of this current candle, but it has to give an entry at 10:55. If it doesn't, then that will be it. See, supply and demand. This is top one. Yeah. Yes. Edit. Top one. Okay. 5. STU. Supply and demand. Max open positions. 5. All right, depending on how this, if this candle closes with a big wick, the wick is larger than the body, I will take a buy, or I'll put a pending order for US30 for a buy. So this would give you a 45 point, I'll just call it a 50-point stop loss. Yeah, 50-point stop loss, 150-point take profit, and I'll set my pending order above the high of the candle. Actually, 50 points is a little high, 45. We have 2 minutes before that happens. 45, it's 90, what's that, 135, I think. 135-point take profit, yeah, so that's better. Let's see. And that will be the last trade setup for today. So I'm just getting my trading setup. Alrighty. This is 5 minutes. 45, 135. As it goes up, the stop loss is going to become wider. But again, I'm pretty bullish on US30 today. So we just need a nice push up. And they failed to break that. So they broke support, they broke resistance, which became support, tried to break it. And now it's pushing back up. Let's see. This might be a little high. 60. I'll go with 60-point stop loss. 180-point take profit. So we have 15 seconds. I'm about to set my pending order here. 3, 2, 1. My pending order is set. And let's see. I have a 60-point stop loss. All right. All right, so that will be it for the day. So just observe your trades. So we're up 1%. Gold is in profit. US30 is in a little bit of drawdown. US30, if we break this highs, we should push and become very bullish during the day. But that should be it for the day. I will see you guys next week. I think maybe Tuesday or something, we'll have a live session. But other than that, have a good rest of your week and weekend. See you guys next week.